So with focus on the fact that Delhi is the capital and big expenditure projects, whether health or infrastructure, are done by the centre, the question is, will Prime Minister Modi's attack truly turn out to be an apada for AAP? Well, let's take you through the political showdown in the national capital, which has of course reached a fever pitch, with both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Aam Aadmi Party locked in a fierce war of words as the Delhi elections now approach. The BJP and AAP are both throwing sharp barbs at each other, with each party accusing the other of misgovernance and dishonesty. Prime Minister Modi has launched an all-out assault today on the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, accusing them of causing widespread apada for the city. He stated that AAP's rule has been disastrous for the people of Delhi, focusing on issues like corruption, even mismanagement by the AAP government. AAP has of course hit back, arguing that there is no apada in Delhi, but instead it is the BJP. In a direct challenge to the Aam Aadmi Party's position in Delhi, Prime Minister Modi has stated that the apada will eventually lead to the arrival of BJP's governance in the national capital. Aam Aadmi Party has responded by accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party of having no clear leadership in Delhi polls. They argue that the Bharatiya Janata Party lacks a proper chief ministerial candidate, and this absence of a strong leader will lead to internal chaos, portraying BJP as a party unable to provide stable governance. Now, Prime Minister Modi has further slammed the AAP government, accusing them of being anti-people with their policies. AAP has countered by accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party of having no concrete agenda for the upcoming elections. The party claims that the BJP's focus on personal attacks and baseless allegations against AAP is proof that they are unable to present any meaningful proposals for the future of Delhi. Prime Minister Modi also accused AAP of being involved in scams across various sectors that includes education, even pollution control or the cleanup of river Yamuna. AAP in response has labelled the Bharatiya Janata Party as the enemy of the poor. Prime Minister Modi launched a blistering attack on AAP Supremo Arvind Kejriwal, saying whilst he could have constructed a Sheeshmahal for himself, his focus remained on providing homes for the underprivileged, many of whom he in fact handed over to the poor today. In response, AAP has accused the BJP of having no concrete narrative for the Delhi elections. The BJP has accused the Delhi government of blocking or failing to implement crucial central government schemes that could have benefited the people of Delhi. The BJP claims that the Delhi government did not implement the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which aims to provide affordable housing to the poor. On the other hand, AAP slams this politics. The BJP is claiming that due to the non-implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, around 10 lakh families in Delhi were deprived of affordable housing. AAP, however, has countered this allegation by accusing the Bharatiya Janata Party of politicizing the issue and attempting to mislead the public. The favourite word for the Aam Aadmi Party these days is that these allegations are bebunyad. The BJP alleges that the Delhi government took away free rations from 90,000 poor individuals, undermining a central government-backed welfare scheme. AAP has denied this charge, asserting that it is false and part of a political narrative to discredit their governance. The BJP has accused the Delhi government again of failing to implement the Jal Jeevan mission, which aims to provide clean tap water to every household. AAP has of course countered, denying the accusation and claiming that the Bharatiya Janata Party is using politics to distort the facts. The BJP has claimed that the AAP government has not implemented the Ayushman Bharat scheme, which provides health coverage of up to 5 lakh rupees to eligible families. AAP has denied this, stating that the scheme was blocked by the central government, and accused the BJP of misrepresenting facts. As the accusations fly thick and fast, the BJP is framing the situation as a case of missed opportunities for Delhiites due to Kejriwal's alleged refusal to accept central aid. Meanwhile, AAP has accused the BJP of using these welfare schemes as a political tool to undermine the Delhi government's work. So the question is, will Prime Minister Modi's apada attack hurt the Aam Aadmi Party in the upcoming assembly polls? We'll debate that in just a bit.
कट्टर बेईमान लोग दिल्ली को आपदा में धकेल दिया। मैं भी कोई शीश महल बना सकता था, लेकिन मेरे लिए तो मेरे देशवासियों को पक्का घर मिले, यही एक सपना था। जो पैसे शिक्षा के लिए भारत सरकार ने दिए, आधे पैसे भी पढ़ाई के लिए खर्च नहीं कर पाए लोग।
आज प्रधानमंत्री जो बोले दिल्ली में आपदा आई हुई है, कई बार उन्होंने कहा दिल्ली में आपदा आई हुई है, दिल्ली में आपदा दिल्ली में नहीं आई, आपदा भाजपा में आई हुई है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी है जिसके पास चुनाव के लिए कोई एजेंडा ही नहीं है।
All right, on that note, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I'm joined in by Ms. Sanju Verma, who's the national spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Good to see you, Ms. Verma. Anika Malhotra, who's the spokesperson for the Congress Party. Good to see you, Anika. And Jasmine Shah, who's the spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. I'm also joined in by Mr. Rajat Sethi, who's a political commentator. Thank you for joining in, ladies and gentlemen. Sanju Verma, it's been a while since I had you on the show, so let me begin by asking you. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal has reversed the Apada attack, saying that it is the Bharatiya Janata Party which is having the biggest Apada. 3 Apadas he is countered, of course, by saying that you are lacking a political narrative, a chief ministerial face and an agenda.
Good to be on your show, Akanksha, after quite a bit. Let me come straight to the point. First and foremost, I think, Delhiites have not forgotten 2016 when Delhi was battling dengue and Arvind Kejriwal was busy getting his throat infection treated at Jindal Clinic in Bengaluru. People of Delhi have not forgotten when they were falling down like a pack of cards during peak COVID wave in 2021. Arvind Kejriwal was busy flouting every rule in the rule book to build his Sheeshmahal. I don't want to go into the gory details of 2 crore ke parde, 3 crore ka marble tiles and 45 crore ka Sheeshmahal, because that's been documented and is out there in the public domain. Let's talk numbers. 76,000 crore is the annual budgetary outlay of Delhi. And what a shame that 28 women a couple of months back died due to starvation, lack of food in Asha Kiran facility, which comes directly under the Delhi government's, leadership. Then let's talk about the fact that Arvind Kejriwal says, मैं तो हर महिला को 2100 रुपए दूंगा यदि हम वापस सत्ता में आ गए। पंजाब में महिलाओं को महीने का 1000 रुपए तक नहीं मिलता है। And this is not Sanju Verma saying it. आम आदमी पार्टी MLC रविंदर सोलंकी is on record saying, मेरे दफ्तर में रोज महिलाएं आती हैं और कहती हैं, हमें तो जी पहले का 1000 रुपए नहीं मिला, तो 2100 रुपए की गारंटी केजरीवाल साहब किस बुनियाद पर दे रहे हैं? Then let's talk about the fact that Manish Sisodia is on record saying in the last 10 years, Kejriwal regime spent 96,000 crore on health and 1,25,000 crore on education. मुझे एक बात बताइए, 96,000 crore on health and you guys have not been able to build those 24 medical colleges that you were crowing about. 1,25,000 on education, and there are 537 schools which either don't have a principal or don't have a vice principal, or some have neither. Very quickly, please bear with me. This is the party which is now talking about Sanjeevani Yojana. आयुष्मान भारत तो आपने इंप्लीमेंट नहीं किया और संजीवनी योजना की बात करते हैं. You are talking of महिला सम्मान योजना. Kejriwal, as I say, is a खिसियानी बिल्ली. In the CM house a couple of months back, Swati Maliwal was thrashed, beaten black and blue by Kejriwal's closest confidant Bibhav Kumar. Kejriwal के मुंह में दही जम गया. केजरीवाल की बेटर हाफ सुनीता केजरीवाल के मुंह में दही जम गया और इनके प्रवक्ता डिबेट पर आकर they used to actually give गालीज to स्वाति मालीवाल, और आप महिला सम्मान की बात करते हैं. मैंने
Or,
हाथी के दांत
you know, Jasmine Shah is a befitting spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party to in fact counter all the allegations that have come in with regards to the welfare schemes, because I read your op-ed, Jasmine, in the Indian Express, where you've talked about how you're looking out for the interests of women. But having said that, you know, when you look at the kind of allegations that are now being hurled at the Aam Aadmi Party, as one being anti-women, A. B, when you talk about these welfare schemes, you're remembering the Granthis, you're remembering the Pujaris in Delhi when the Maulvis are waiting. They are also asking, these Pujaris are asking, what is the guarantee we'll avail these, these welfare schemes that are now being extended towards us, these honorariums. What about the Pujaris and Granthis in Punjab? That's where your government is as well.
Akanksha, these questions of whether the guarantees announced by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal will be received or not, only the people of BJP are asking. No beneficiary or no citizen or resident of Delhi is asking.
No, I am asking you.
You look at the track record. No, you look at the track record of Mr. Kejriwal. He promised free electricity. All these BJP walas were like, nahi, ye to sarkar doob jayegi. No, how can any government make electricity free? We made electricity free. We made bus rides for women free. Even today, the lady from BJP here and all the BJP spokesperson will say that nahi, महिलाओं के लिए बस यात्रा मुफ्त होनी ही नहीं चाहिए. So they have a track record of being anti-people. Whatever we promised, we have delivered. Having said that, let me come to today's main point. Today, Prime Minister Modi had an excellent chance to tell the people of Delhi that in the last 10 years, while his government was at the center, what did he do for the people of Delhi? We know that Delhi is a half state. Half of the power is with Mr. Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party. The other half is with BJP. What did he do? For the entire speech, the Prime Minister of India went on a rant. He started almost, discounting each and everything that has happened in Delhi. What about your track record? You are very much aware, Akanksha, that law and order in Delhi comes under the central government. Do we know that since the horrific Nirbhaya rape incident, rape instances in Delhi have doubled? Today, Delhi has become an extortion capital. Every day you open the papers and you will see that, shooting yahi pe hui, golibari hui hai, businessmen are getting extortion calls. And do you know what is the conviction rate for rapists in Delhi? It is 2%. Out of 100 people, 98 people go scot-free, only 2 are convicted. So this is the reality of what now today.
Right.
There's another important. Allow me to finish. I have not even finished my point.
I'll take a quick rebuttal, but Sanju, make it quick. I also have to bring in Monica. Yes.
You have not given me enough time. Akanksha, this is not fair.
No,
You've launched your own attacks, which Sanju. No, you spoke, and Sanju will have to take it.
You gave me a fraction of the time that you have given to the BJP.
Jasmine, the discussion's just taken off. I will give you time. I will. Sanju.
Thank you. Yeah, so he did get enough time, but इनको आदत है आकर टीवी डिबेट पर रोना धोना और victim card खेलना. Stop playing the victim. Akanksha, very quickly in 20 seconds to showcase to you that Aam Aadmi Party is a bunch of goons and vandals, and I never speak without proper facts. These are people who are either out on bail or have been booked, or the case is in trial. And these are not ordinary people. These are, the ex-chief minister, MLCs, MLAs, ministers of Aam Aadmi Party. Former ministers. Arvind Kejriwal out on bail, Manish Sisodia out on bail, Sanjay Singh out on bail, Satinder Jain out on bail, Somnath Bharti out on bail, Naresh Balian out on bail, Naresh Yadav out on bail, Sandeep Kumar out on bail, Sharad Chauhan out on bail, Prakash Jarwal out on bail, Jitendra Singh Tomar out on bail, Dinesh Mohania out on bail, Tahir Hussain to khair inko chhod gaya abhi, Vijay Singla out on bail, Manoj Kumar out on bail, Bhagwan out on bail, Gulab Singh Yadav out on bail, Raman Swamy out on bail.
I have to give time to Jasmine as well. Jasmine, I want to go to Monica as well. Please quickly finish.
Very quick
point.
See, very clearly, again, Sanju Verma did not say anything about their 10-year track record of law and order. It shows that what they have done to the people of Delhi. And I'm not going to lower the bar of civility in this particular debate. She can call us all kinds of names. That's the values that her party has. I'm not going to
Sanju, let him make a point. Let him make his point.
Kumar ko sack kiya hai ya nahi? Vibhav Kumar thrashed Swati Maliwal black and blue in the CM residence. Sharam aati hai?
Akanksha, if she is going to run the debate, I'm going to leave the debate.
Jasmine,
if
we
you
all
run the debate,
no. Jasmine, it's not. It's a point. It's not a point. Sanju, let me go forward. Jasmine, this is going to be an issue which will come back to haunt the Aam Aadmi Party, the Swati Maliwal saga. The biggest question
it is not going to. Akanksha, I'll give you a very I'll tell a very simple point. Why should he be? Has he been convicted? BJP today can choose to level allegations and we start firing our people. I have one point to make, Akanksha. In the last 10 years, 100 cases.
Sanju, let him make a point. Sanju, at least listen to what he's saying.
This is the civility. This is the level of BJP spokesperson that they cannot hear. They are here to yell and they are here to outshout others. I'm not going to do that.
No, I will yell because you are hard of hearing. I have to yell because you are hard of hearing. What have you done?
Monica, I want to quickly bring in Monica. Monica,
sorry,
in terms
I'm done if you are not going to rein in this lady.
The criticism that's coming across towards now is being directed towards the Congress party is that because the Aam Aadmi Party is now trying to consolidate the Hindu vote, that is why the Congress is now resorting yet again to vote bank politics, which is why the party is even willing to give a ticket to a Delhi riot accused like Ishacha.
Ma'am, let me tell you one thing. You heard the movie Chor Machai Shor, a very prominent movie, and this is exactly what the Prime Minister has done today. He himself wearing expensive suits, wearing the Maybach glasses, sunglasses, to pen, to whatnot. And then he says to Sheeshmahal. 1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute. I didn't say that. Remain quiet, ma'am. Did you say that to Aam Aadmi? Did you use that language? You better not. You better listen to my thing first.
Monica.
Prime Minister के खिलाफ
I never said that. Listen to me first.
Your Rahul Gandhi is out on bail. Your Sonia Gandhi is out on bail. Your P. Chidambaram is out on bail.
आप चलाइए तो चलाना है. Shouting. बोलिए चलाइए जिसे चलाना है. आपका काम ही नहीं है.
No, where are we going? Monica, I don't understand. Monica, Sanju, calm down. Let's not have flying tempers over here on the show. I just want to ask you, Monica, let's fight a discussion by facts. No, let's fight a discussion by facts. Let's not get personal. Today only, Arvind Kejriwal is talking about abusive politics, about getting personal. Let's not get personal.
You say all sort of proverbs and all that, then it's like Khasyani Billi.
Prime Minister,
no, none of it has been used by me. Let's resort to a clean discussion. Monica. Okay, Monica, let's talk about facts. Sanju, please let Monica make a point. Monica, please go ahead.
I quoted a movie, Chor Machai Shor. I meant that what happens is when people who themselves are doing wrong would love to scream. And exactly what the BJP is doing. Exactly what the
Prime Minister
really? He said,
Rahul Gandhi is holiday in Vietnam. When the nation is mourning Manmohan Singh's demise. Your Rahul Gandhi is
no point of having
no, all right. I just want to quickly bring in. I'll bring in Rajat. Rajat, thank you so much for so patient. No, then you have to make a point. Monica, please make your point without attacking or getting personal. And Sanju, please let her make her point.
Come on.
Monica, make your point, and then I'll go to Rajat. Rajat has been very patiently awaiting us.
So did I wait. I kept quiet when they were rattling away the glorification. Ma'am, I only said that look, if you're pointing finger at others, look at yourself also. You can't buy expensive thing and then say, मेरे Sheeshmahal बनाने का शौक नहीं है. You promise by 2022 you'll give houses. You've only given 1,700 houses. You said Delhi में सबका पक्का मकान होगा. This was the agenda, ma'am. Let me speak then at least. So I say both BJP and Aam Aadmi Party are rattled because promises have not been fulfilled, ma'am. And they have actually looted the people of Delhi, both in the center as well as the state. No coordination, always a victim card. Aam Aadmi says, oh, हमें गाली दी जाती है, and people abuse us, and षड्यंत्र है. That's what their target is. And the Prime Minister comes and says, मैं तो झोला master हूँ, झोला लेके चला जाऊँगा. Then what are you doing? You're not saying, you're not practice what you preach. You don't do that. That's what my anger was.
All right.
Now, if you're going to be personal, suit yourself.
Rajat Sethi, quickly, I want to bring you in. In the last few days, there's been a furor over Mr. Savarkar as a personality, but I see him as someone who's now becoming emblematic of the Delhi Assembly election, where you in fact see a polarized form of politics. The Aam Aadmi Party has not raised any objections to V.D. Savarkar and basically the name being used for a college campus in Najafgarh. And this time around, in fact, we are seeing the Congress party, as usual, make a controversy out of it. I want to ask you, Rajat Sethi, what's your assessment of the kind of polarized politics we've seen play out and V.D. Savarkar, in fact, becoming largely emblematic of that?
Well, as a Delhi voter, and I speak on behalf of a Delhi voter, the state of affairs in our capital, which has the potential of matching what London, Paris, and the bigger capitals of the world have to offer. We are nowhere there. The aspirations of the voters are being crumbled under unnecessary politicking. Arvind Kejriwal, at a point in time, was a beacon of hope. He brought in some level of technocratic solutions to the problems that Delhi urban voters used to face on a daily basis. But I think he lost the plot somewhere around 2020 when he again came back to power. He started dreaming for a bigger office. And he said that Delhi is a smaller office. Why should he worry too much about it? And that's where politics displaced his policy-oriented objectives that he had in mind. That is where, all the promises that he made in 2020 election, that he would clean up Ghazipur, he would clean up Yamuna, he would clean up the air, and he will bring all these technocratic solutions to the table and solve it. That was the freshness of thought process that he was bringing to the table. But look, 5 years down the line, he is, even if he is the face of the campaign, he cannot occupy the chief minister's position because of the Supreme Court directive. He cannot be the CM of Delhi. Still, he wants to, continue to showcase his face. The entire narrative over the past 5 years has been only about scams and scams and scams.
All right, Jasmine. All right.
This is where I believe he lost the plot somewhere.
Jasmine, how do you respond to those allegations coming in? I'll also quickly insert another one that's come in from the Prime Minister today, which is that it is the state government in Delhi which is snatching away the centre schemes, which is whether it is the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or the Jal Jeevan Mission or even free ration, not to forget the Ayushman Bharat scheme with which he led that attack.
It is laughable that a center which is all powerful, Modi ji to कहते हैं कि मैं दुनिया पे राज करता हूँ. I have made India #1 globally. He's saying that he cannot, his schemes are stopped because of Arvind Kejriwal. The only scheme that we have actually stopped is the Ayushman Yojana, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
You know the criteria in Ayushman Yojana? If you have a TV, if you have a refrigerator, if you have a two-wheeler, which is practically everybody in Delhi, you do not qualify. So who does it qualify for? Ayushman Yojana is nothing but
that's a lie.
fraud.
In fact, I heard that reaction come in from Saurabh Bharadwaj, and let me tell you, that is a lie. I have been to the NHA website. No, that's not, that's a lie. That's Saurabh Bharadwaj made that comment and it's a lie. Because there is no socio-economic criteria. Yes, there is an age criteria of 70 and above. Yes, it has a cap of 5 lakh and above. But that's wrong, and I will fact check you. I will not allow you to misrepresent. Okay, Sanju Verma, Saurabh Bharadwaj earlier in the day.
You're not allowing me to finish.
Okay, just
till now.
Yes, please.
I will going to give a small clarification.
Yes.
Until 2 months back, we are talking about Ayushman Bharat Yojana launched in 2019. Until 2 months back, only 2 months back, they extended it for 70 years plus people. Until then, the Ayushman Yojana is only catering to the 5% or 1% of people. Delhi has its own health model, which is inclusive. We cover everyone. And now we have announced a Sanjeevani scheme, which is for all senior citizens above 60 years and no income cap. No upper cap of 5 lakh spending. So what is better?
पहले ही कर देते अगर आयुष्मान भारत को ब्लॉक करना था. संजू वर्मा, the allegation is that it caters only to 70 and above. Why not senior citizens who also are above 60?
Let me make one thing very clear on your show. Yes, the categorization of Ayushman Bharat benefiting those above 70 years in terms of giving them free health insurance happened only
in
couple
Jammu
of
and
months
Kashmir,
back.
you could not do it.
Let her make a point, Monica.
No, I will not. I will
More
not.
than 36 crore Ayushman
If you think you
cards
can
have been
interrupt,
given.
I'm going to interrupt
More
her
than
now.
36
Even Jammu
crore
Kashmir,
Ayushman
hospitals have not
cards
been
have
paid.
been
Payment has not been done, ma'am.
Monica, an eye for an eye will not lead to anything.
More than 55 crore Jan Dhan bank accounts have been opened till date. Do you know something? Akanksha,
Wrong.
today there are 66
Wrong data.
Vande
Yes.
Bharat trains. And do
Zero.
you know the maximum number of Vande Bharat trains
Oh, look at them
actually
leaking. Look
operate
at the food.
into
Look
or
at the
out
train
of
leaking.
Delhi?
Look at the
Delhi,
food,
Jammu,
which is all
Vande
contaminated.
Bharat. Delhi, Dehradun,
Travel
Vande
in the
Bharat.
train and see.
Delhi,
Just
Jaipur,
travel.
Vande Bharat. Delhi,
Just try
Alwar, Vande
traveling.
Bharat. Delhi,
What
Varanasi,
food they are
Vande
serving?
Bharat. Delhi,
And how many you
Katra,
promised? And how many you
वंदे
promised?
भारत ट्रेन का सबसे ज्यादा फायदा दिल्ली की जनता को हुआ है। द्वारका एक्सप्रेस का फर्स्ट फेज कंप्लीट किसने किया? मोदी सरकार ने किया। दिल्ली मीरठ आरआरटीएस
दिल्ली में घर दे दीजिए ना, आवाज दे दीजिए।
किसने कंप्लीट किया? मोदी सरकार ने किया।
All right, but Sanju Verma, how do you counter questions? How do you counter questions on lawlessness? Of late, we've also seen the Rohingya issue dominate. While I would like to ask Jasmine that who is giving shelter to Rohingyas in the Delhi shelters, which
you're
come
not bothered
under?
about the women of Delhi?
No, I am, which is why I'm posing. I am posing that question to
Delhi have
Sanju.
doubled in the last 10 years.
Right,
Ask her the
Sanju.
question on
Okay,
women's safety in
exactly
Delhi.
what I am doing, Sanju Verma.
You know, Akanksha, I am very clear that, you know, lawlessness, irrespective of party ideologies, has to be condemned unequivocally. But आम आदमी पार्टी और कांग्रेस के नेता यहाँ बैठकर भाषण ना दे, यदि आपको नारी शक्ति में विश्वास है, तो पहले विभा कुमार को
All right.
He's not even answering your question now.
नरेश यादव
See, this is their level.
No,
They have no answer. They have done no work for the people of Delhi.
Okay.
एक काम
Okay.
गिना नहीं सकते.
Jasmine Shah, the question's also being turned around by asking the Aam Aadmi Party if Rohingyas were such a burgeoning
And
issue
36
in
crore
terms of
Ayushman
security.
cards.
What did
Don't forget.
the Aam Aadmi Party
We've
do?
given 36
Why
crore Ayushman
was it
cards.
left for the Delhi police to come up with a crackdown in terms of that drive? At least not provide them free shelter and add names to the voter lists.
Akanksha, next what are you going to ask us? Why is Aam Aadmi Party in Kejriwal not pushing off China from inside our land?
No,
Who
that's
has
not.
the responsibility
but
for law
the
and
Delhi
order?
shelters come under you.
It makes
The
that's
Delhi
absolutely
shelters
not law
come
and
under
order.
you.
It is a law and order
Even
issue.
drinking water,
Law and order in
even that
Delhi
basic
comes under
necessity
Mr.
you
Amit
cannot
Shah.
provide to
And
Delhiites.
today, it
और
is
यहाँ
only the
पे
BJP
No, but the
that is
Delhi
claiming
shelters,
that
that is
Rohingyas-
what I'm asking about. And you know that
many?
Sanjay Singh
Akanksha,
and
I'll tell you
his
how
wife's
many-
names on the voter lists are also being questioned. Why not just
No,
have
the
a clean
question-
slate to present when it comes to your
Why
own
has Hamid
electoral
Ansari's
rules?
wife's name been deleted?
Absolutely.
What is the election commission
Absolutely.
doing?
We have given
What is the election
all the
commission
proof.
doing?
We have given all the proof of Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri proudly claiming in August 2022 that hundreds of Rohingyas are being settled under Modi government policy in EWS flats in Bakarwala in outer Delhi. तो जाइए आप हरदीप सिंह पुरी को अरेस्ट कीजिए, उनको इंटरोगेट
I see Rajat wants to make a point. Rajat, quickly go ahead. Rajat wants to make a point.
Inside the Bangladesh border.
Jasmine and Sanju, let others also make a point.
This is
Rajat wants to
BJP's
make a point. He's been
creation.
very patiently awaiting his turn. Please.
No, the point is, it's Rohingya issue, giving a voter card by fraudulent means, Aadhaar card and voter card, and paneling them as bona fide voters in Delhi election is the root cause of the problem. You give them households, you make flats for them, I don't care, as long as they are not part of the voter list. The real point of contention is not what Hardeep Puri has said. The real point of contention is that there should be no circuitous way of issuing Aadhaar cards through fraudulent means, making them bona fide voters and citizens of New Delhi. That is the root problem, and this is where Aam Aadmi Party should have done much more, and they did not do that. This is the problem.
I take an objection. Who governs the Aadhaar registration process? Who makes the electoral rolls? It is all the chief election. It comes under the government of India. Please do not
No.
mislead the viewers of this
Again,
show.
let me tell you, it's the
First
state
of all,
government.
do you have the data कि कितने लोगों को ऐसा बना है? Please do not speak like what BJP people do. BJP today,
we all know, we have all gone through the process of creating Aadhaar cards. We know who did the kiosks for me. Come on, Jasmine.
Today women are getting raped in Delhi. Today kids are getting kidnapped in Delhi. Everybody is getting an extortion call. Nobody wants to talk about that. Why? Because you want to create an illusion that इतने सारे रोहिंग्यास आ गए. भाई आप 10 साल
All
से
right.
दिल्ली पुलिस क्या
All
कर
right.
रही
I want to
That is
quickly
the
take a question. I want to quickly take a question from Monica and then Jasmine, perhaps. Anika, I want to ask you, the allegation coming in is that by raising objections to Savarkar, you're also exposing your own hypocrisy within the party, because it's an Indira Gandhi, a Bhagat Singh, a Mahatma Gandhi who themselves gone all praises for the person in the past. Now, why raise objections now?
It's not a question of now or then or whatever. When we see through,
so you are admitting that you are breaking away from party legacy, the grand old party and its legacy.
No, it's not like that. You see, so alliances have also been broken. So many things have been happened. Changes do happen. So like when we are objecting to it. I mean, how can you say that? Okay,
based on what? A man who has been known for being a freedom fighter and is known to be a social reformer. Based on what?
The track record doesn't say so. The track record doesn't say so.
Evidently,
let the BJP go about harping. Again, she goes on. He's a rational person. He needs to be checked, actually. She has got a hypertensive tendency. Let her check for a doctor, only then she can get
Monica, let's not get personal. Let's not get personal. All right, Jasmine.
I never put anything in between. Now, in between,
Sanju, just give.
Pandit Nehru was such a
yes, we've heard enough allegations against Pandit Nehru.
Let's leader Nehru did not attend Vallabhbhai Patel's funeral.
All right. Monica, I give you 15 seconds. Sanju, let Monica make a point.
Akanksha ji, BJP is known to distort history. I want to come to the point which we are saying today. Look, on one breath, the Prime Minister says, I could have also made Sheeshmahal. Look at the expensive shawls he's wearing. Practice what you preach, at least. You said you're going to give houses to Delhiites by 2022.
All right. Now, since you mentioned practice what you preach, Jasmine Shah, I'd like your closing thoughts, because in 2013, Arvind Kejriwal said that he's very happy operating out of a flat. The biggest allegation from that speech today of Prime Minister Modi's has been Kattar Beiman. How does Aam Aadmi Party respond to the allegations of the Sheeshmahal? Because it's working against you. You know, on one hand, he's drawn that sharp contrast with how he's rehabilitated the slum dwellers by providing those over 1,600 flats to them.
It is nothing but a twisted narrative, Akanksha. We know that BJP promised that 4 lakh slum dwellers of Delhi will be relocated in 2020. They made the promise that 2 saal mein hum kar lenge. In 5 years, Prime Minister Modi comes and says ki 1,700 flats de diye, taaliyan bajao. This is the kind of, I would say the shoddy achievement that Prime Minister has. Today, the people of Delhi know that Arvind Kejriwal has actually created schools, colleges, university, hospitals, mohalla clinics.
No.
Why did not Prime Minister talk about the work that he has done for the people?
All right. I am running short of time. I want quick closing thoughts. I have to also go to Rajat for closing thoughts as a Delhi voter. But Sanju, I give you 15 seconds before I go to Rajat.
Akanksha, let me make this very clear. People ask me what has Modi done in last 10 years. Very quickly in 15 seconds. 36 crore Ayushman cards, 17.62 crore tap water connections under Jal Jeevan Mission, 1.57 lakh startups, 118 unicorns.
What is the state of startup now?
Bank accounts.
They're not even
What about
Delhi?
All right, Rajat Sethi. All right. Let me now end this show with somebody who will be casting vote during the upcoming Delhi election. Rajat Sethi. Rajat.
So, thank you, Akanksha. I hope that each of the political parties go back on the drawing board and come up with some concrete solutions to the problems that we common people face on a daily basis. It genuinely needs all the forces to come together and at least be positive minded about it. This bickering hasn't taken the capital anywhere over the past 5 years. It won't take us forward if we continue to fight like this. I believe Aam Aadmi Party should also come out with a very constructive, very technocratic solution to the problems. And so does the BJP. They need to match up with the level of technocratic abilities that they already have. They need to all match on to those and fight it on those. Instead of doing all this, tune kya kiya, tere paas power nahi, mere paas power nahi. All of this is not going to take us forward.
All right. I think you summed it up very beautifully, because it cannot be a war of ideologies, but it has to be about. I hope the government, whichever the people of Delhi choose, Actually, that government prioritizes welfare. Many thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining in on that fiery discussion. And with that, it's time to slip into a quick break here on Brass Tax. But coming up next is Karnataka's approval of 15% hike in bus fares. BJP has already slammed the Shakti scheme, which, remember, provides free bus rides to women. Details await on the other side.
Last night, January 1st at approximately 11:18 p.m., the NYPD received multiple 911 calls for several people shot in front of an event space located here at 91-12 144th Place. Our initial investigation revealed that approximately 90 people were inside the location in an upstairs private event space. The venue was at capacity and a queue of about 15 people formed outside awaiting as other attendees exited. 4 males were walking eastbound on 91st Avenue onto 144th Place towards the venue. 3 to 4 males then opened fire over 30 times in the direction of the group standing outside the event space, striking multiple victims. The males fled on foot westbound on 91st Street towards 143rd Place, where they entered a light-colored sedan with out-of-state plates. Officers responding to the multiple 911 calls found a total of 10 victims, 6 females, 4 males, which were taken to area hospitals. All of the victims are expected to recover with non-life-threatening injuries.
A Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside the Trump International Hotel, Las Vegas, Wednesday morning. Las Vegas police released this video of the blast, which killed the driver and injured several others. They also released footage that showed the vehicle's interior afterward, which they said showed gas and camp fuel canisters, as well as large firework mortars. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said the blast was unrelated to the Cybertruck itself, saying in a post on X, quote, "All vehicle telemetry was positive at the time of the explosion." FBI Special Agent Jeremy Schwartz told reporters on Wednesday that it was not yet clear whether the blast was an act of terrorism.
I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do.
He added the vehicle had been rented from Colorado and that the FBI had identified the driver, but was not yet ready to publicly name them. The Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas is part of the Trump Organization, the company of President-elect Donald Trump, who will return to the White House later this month. Musk was a key backer of Trump in his 2024 presidential campaign and is also an advisor to the incoming president. The explosion occurred just hours after a man drove a truck into crowds of New Year's Day revelers in New Orleans, killing 15. The FBI said an ISIS flag was attached to a staff protruding from the trailer hitch, and that a potential explosive device was found in the rented vehicle. Las Vegas police said both that vehicle and the Cybertruck had been rented through car-sharing service Turo. President Joe Biden on Monday said law enforcement was still investigating whether the Las Vegas explosion and the New Orleans attack were linked.
More than a dozen people were killed by a man crashing his pickup truck into a crowd in New Orleans on New Year's Day. Several more people were injured by the attack on revelers in the city's French Quarter. Reuters obtained the following of first responders in the aftermath. Some viewers may find graphic. It happened around 3:15 a.m. at the intersection of Canal and Bourbon Streets, a historic tourist destination. An eyewitness said she heard the rev of an engine, a loud impact, then screams.
And debris, just metal, the sound of crunching metal and bodies.
Police say the driver was 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, an army veteran from Texas. Officers said they found an ISIS flag in the vehicle. Jabbar was said to be in full military gear, subsequently got in a shootout with police and was killed. The incident has prompted an investigation into possible links to terrorist organizations. Investigators say they found weapons and potential explosives in the suspect's vehicle. They also say he may not have acted alone. A search is ongoing for his known associates. Public records show Jabbar worked in real estate in Houston. He had spent 10 years in the US military as a human resources and IT specialist and had been deployed to Afghanistan. US President Joe Biden condemned the attack in a media briefing and revealed more details about Jabbar.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
Welcome back. The Karnataka government is once again in hot waters over their guarantees. From 4th of January midnight, passengers of all government-run buses in Karnataka will have to pay 15% more. This revision is expected to generate an additional revenue of 7.84 crore rupees per day for cash-strapped corporations, easing their financial stress on the transport companies. Although remember that this fare hike comes amidst the state's flagship Shakti scheme, which provides free bus travel for women on state-run buses. This scheme, which celebrated its first anniversary in June last year, costs the government approximately 417 crore rupees per month, with 104 crore allocated to each of the 4 transport corporations. The 15% fare increase is set to partially offset the scheme's financial burden. It has been over a decade since the last comprehensive fare revision across these transport corporations took place, and while 3 of these corporations saw a hike in 2020 when diesel prices were 60 rupees per litre, the Bengaluru Metropolitan Transport Corporation fares have now remained unchanged since 2014 when diesel was just 30 rupees per litre. Let me now break down the facts for you. While the Karnataka government's recent decision to increase bus fares by 15% has drawn sharp criticism from opposition parties, particularly the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Saffron Party also took to the streets today. They've accused Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and the Congress-led government of looting Karnataka. BJP is claiming that the fare hike is a direct consequence of the financial strain caused by the state's costly guarantees, particularly the Shakti scheme, which provides free bus travel for women. In response, the Congress government has defended the fare revision. They stated that the hike is necessary due to the rising operational costs of the transport corporations. The BJP further accuses the Congress government of betraying the people of Karnataka. They claim that the Congress's promises have led to rising costs and the people are now paying the price for having elected such a government. Congress, on the other hand, is insisting that it will provide the necessary support to the road transport corporations to help manage the additional financial burden. And so the BJP has also highlighted the growing financial strain on the state government due to the Shakti scheme, arguing that the Congress is struggling to manage its economic implications. Congress have vehemently denied this charge and any connection between the fare hike and the Shakti scheme. They clarify that the increase in bus fares is strictly due to rising operational costs and not an attempt to offset the expenses of the free bus travel scheme for women. And so we will be now probing in terms of the flack that the Congress government in Karnataka is receiving and why is that happening so? Is it a failure because of Congress's own guarantees and its failure to be able to provide them?
%15 is raised because of the deficit that the corporation was facing, all the corporations were.
People are scolding this government. People are scolding Siddaramaiah. He is the worst CM never seen in the Karnataka history.
ये सरकार 15% टिकट रेट राइज किया है, उनको दूसरे रास्ता नहीं है क्योंकि आश्वासन दे दिया था।
All right, on that note, let me introduce our esteemed panelists today. I am joined in by Ms. Surabhi Hodigere, who is a spokesperson for Karnataka BJP. I am also joined in by Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, who is a spokesperson for the Congress Party, and senior journalist Mr. R.K. Upadhyay. Thank you so much for joining in. In fact, Bhavya, if I could begin with you, the allegation coming in is that you are diluting your own guarantees by coming up with such hikes in bus ride fares. Might as well not have made those guarantees.
BJP as a party has always been against welfare schemes, and they're not just criticizing, but they're completely opposing our guarantee schemes since day one. If you remember, they were so confused before our implementation. They were forcing us to implement. After the implementation, they started opposing it. Now, every time there is any initiative from the government, any hike, whether in hospital fee or a bus fee, they want to link that to guarantee schemes. This is only there. This just shows the failure of the opposition in even understanding the economy behind this. It is very clear that in Shakti scheme, the women beneficiaries, the cost of their travel is taken by the government and not the corporation. In fact, there are almost 6,000 new buses added to the corporation to facilitate this scheme because there was more footfall after the Shakti scheme started. They're not looking at the empowering side, the way this particular scheme has empowered women in coming out of their houses and how much, this is going to change.
No, there's a glaring discrepancy over there. You are empowering women at what cost? Supposedly, there's a couple. Okay, I'm talking about a family setup. Are you now then taxing a husband?
That's exactly my point.
And if a husband is having to pay 15% extra bus hike, how does it benefit even his wife?
This hike is totally on for the operational cost of the corporation, which regularly happens. It's not like there is no hike.
Surabhi, I want to quickly bring in.
Understand where the money is coming and where it is going and who is facilitating this guarantee scheme. The government is actually paying the corporation for all the free rights the women of this Karnataka state.
Alright, let's also hear what Surabhi has to say. Surabhi, the allegation coming in is that what did the Bharatiya Janata Party do? At least they are thinking for the welfare of the people. You were there for a couple of years as well, but what did the BJP do?
I'm glad that the Congress spokesperson has insinuated that the BJP is against welfareism. Just an addendum to that, we are against ill thought out welfareism. To explain that further, before the guarantees were announced, did you do an audit of how much it might cost the exchequer? What type of costs that people will incur? What is it that it will leave the state exchequer at? If you had, you would not have made promises like you have today. The Shakti scheme of the 5 guarantees is one of the worst thought out welfare measures because people who have well measures and who do travel by bus, public transport, especially in cities like Bengaluru, continue to use it even though if they can afford it. That's one. Second, the fact that there is no count of how many people have actually benefited. Significant amount of the SC, ST funds have been used for the Shakti scheme without it adequately benefiting the SC and ST population. That's another issue. The legislative committee in itself has put forth. The issue over here on whether there should have been a hike or not. Did you not know that the RTCs were severely, underperforming because of various reasons? Did you not know that when you hiked the diesel prices last year? Did you not know that when you came up with this scheme and said that and boasted about it, by the way, last year, that the Shakti scheme is adding 3,930 crores to the revenue? What happened to that? What happened to that money? If you are offsetting that cost, should you not have thought all of this through beforehand? The larger picture here is that the Congress has announced guarantees like this in Himachal as well. They are ill thought out guarantees. Welfareism is a right. Basic facilities is a right. We should not be paying extra facility.
I want to bring in.
You just give it to people who need it. The employees who travel regularly, the Paura Karmikas who need to travel, the textile workers. These are the people who need it. Why do you want to give it to people who just want to go on just a fair, who just want to go to Dharmasthala or all those places?
Surabhi,
so that is ridiculous.
I see you've been wanting to make a point. But the counter allegation today, earlier in the day, that was coming from the Karnataka Congress was also, they were referring to an article in the Indian Express in 2013. In fact, in 2021, when the allegation was that the BJP used over 13 crore rupees to provide SUVs to their MLAs. This when the state was in fact struggling, and you were also condemned by your own ally, the JDU, back then.
JDS.
JDS, yes.
I would say that, today the government in power is Congress. And if the people have felt that we have not delivered on our, promises and have not worked properly, they have given us the mandate that we have accepted very humbly. I do not want to go back to a 2013 story. I want to come back
No,
to
it's 2021.
2021, sorry. I want to come back to today. The Congress in Karnataka keeps saying that, that the schemes that are being, the cost is being burnt by the government. The government funds is whose, ma'am? The government fund doesn't come from, up in the air. It is finally tax money. It is revenue collected. It is people's money.
It doesn't even come from Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar's house.
No, that's
At least
how
they were able to pay that.
I'm laughing, but it is a matter of
they have made.
It is a matter of grave concern that if you write off every expenditure and say, no, the government is taking care of it, somebody is paying for it. That is the state of the story today in Karnataka. We have a 12% revenue deficit, a growing revenue deficit. Our borrowings have exceeded, not for capital expenditure, because there is a decrease in capital expenditure up to 15%. We are borrowing on mortgaging land in Bangalore to ensure that a tunnel road is built, which is an abysmal idea in the beginning anyway. Price hike across milk, stamp duty, as you rightly said, have been happening across. The message has been driven home to the people that while Siddaramaiah sir has, given many budgets, has he maybe lost his touch? Has he maybe fallen to the poll guarantees and now doesn't know where to put money in?
Bhavya Narasimhamurthy, I want to quickly bring you in on that topic because so far, even DK Shivkumar in 2023 said that, that money don't touch because it's been kept aside for poll promises. Now, neither the poll promises nor basic infrastructural amenities, even basics like milk, fuel, vegetables, none of that can be afforded by the common man in Karnataka. Where is the failure? Opposition ruled states are always blaming the centre that we don't have funds, but your chief minister and your deputy CM themselves have said that we have enough funds. We have a robust tax collection mechanism in place and we have enough taxes.
First of all, I'm surprised that, a senior journalist, Mr. Upadhyay and Surabhi, the BJP spokesperson, they were giggling and saying nobody brings it from home. Of course, this is government, this is public finance. This is the taxpayers' money, and that's exactly why people have elected the government.
Where is the taxpayers' money going?
No, let me finish this, please. You did not interrupt them, and I expect the
same. No, I just have questions which I can't find answers to.
I have to tell them, I have to rebut a couple of points that was made by Mr. Upadhyay as well. So please do your homework before commenting something like it was not Vidyadhana Nidhi, it is Yuva Nidhi, and there are beneficiaries of it, and it has been implemented. All our 5 guarantees are in place, and it is reaching the people. There is no.
Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme, madam? Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme?
All our guarantees.
How many people have benefited from that? Can you give some figures as to how many people have benefited?
Yes, our poll promises. We have promised the people of Karnataka that we will deliver.
Where is the Vidyanidhi scheme for the unemployed youth?
All right, I need to quickly wrap up.
That money because we have promised the people of Karnataka. 1 second. And coming to the MLAs who have written the letters and all of it, it was last year, and now all development works have started again. And I don't think anyone has written recently or anything like that.
Oh, absolutely. It is indeed a happy new year with a 15% hike for bus rides. We think about women but not men. Rather let men bear the brunt of women's free bus rides. All right, I need to wrap up. So I'd like to take closing thoughts. I've given you ample time, Bhavya. I've given you ample time. Please respect the time for others as well. Surabhi.
I almost thought that we were done because as you rightly said, this is a case in Karnataka where somebody really has to study how poll promises can set a state back so significantly. Every day, common people are asking the very question that I am asking on the panel, Bhavya ma'am, which is that if you say that government offsets the cost that is being, burdened on to the people, where is the government money coming from? You're hiking price for everything. Today, people are feeling the pinch from fuel to stamp duty to milk.
All right. Mr. Upadhyay, let's quickly have your closing thoughts.
This is what hurts the common people.
All right, R.K. Upadhyay, I'm running short of time. 10 seconds, please.
No, I just want to make one point. DK Shivakumar, who is the Deputy Chief Minister, seems to be running a parallel government. Why I'm saying that? Because as the Deputy CM, he gets bulldozes the cabinets to agree to some of his pet projects.
All right, that autocracy is finally now taxing the common man, and that's where I'll have to leave it. Thank you so much. As you rightly said, don't rob Peter to pay Paul. And with that, it's a quick wrap from my end. Thank you so much for watching Brass Tacks. Up next is the Hard Facts with Rahul Shivshankar.
Laminates presents CNN News 18 Primetime Studio.
We're live from the CNN News 18 Primetime Studios, brought to you by Green Lamb Laminates. Viewers, friends, 10 years ago, Arvind Kejriwal was like a breath of fresh air. He promised he wasn't like them, the unscrupulous, power-hungry, perpetually parasitic breed of Indian politicians that mooched off the taxpayer, filled their own private coffers and strutted about as if they owned the country. Kejriwal did something no